Checking in on yourself is hugely, wildly important for your mental health. It's something that I try to do as often as I can, although oftentimes I do forget. That's kind of similar to mindfulness in that fact that the hardest part about doing it is remembering to do it. But checking in with yourself allows you to truly be present with your feelings, with, however you're feeling in that current moment. I actually was able to do this recently just at work. Sometimes we just have bad days at work. It happens sometimes, whether it be work or whether it be at home, whatever your situation is. Sometimes it just makes you feel bad. So I remember being at work and I just had this urge to cry. And so I kind of, took myself into a private room to where I could just sit down and take a moment to really feel my feelings. And I just remember thinking to myself, it's okay to cry. It's okay to, I'm having a bad day. It's all right. So I just sat down in my chair and I just started crying. And I just told myself, it's okay to be sad. I'm not judging my feelings as good or bad. And, that's kind of the point of checking in with yourself, is to not judge your feelings. Oftentimes, we kind of label our feelings as a good feeling or a bad feeling. So to be happy, we think, that's great. That's a good feeling to have. But to be angry or to be sad, to be frustrated, to be stressed, we often tell ourselves that's not okay to have. I can't have this. It'll make other people feel bad, or, whatever it be. It's just like condemned. Like, we can't have those feelings. But part of checking in with yourself is to just accept those feelings as they are. I mean, we were given these feelings since the day we were born. We were born crying. We, would be upset when we were a baby. And that's because our needs weren't being fulfilled. And the same thing goes as adults. Crying and feeling angry are God-given feelings, and they're not something that should be, forbidden. And so when you're checking in with yourself, kind of feel those feelings. Where are they physically in your body, not just emotionally feel? For example, oftentimes when I get upset, I feel tightness in my throat. That's very common. And the reason for that is oftentimes we, on a psychological level, we just feel like we can't express what we want to say, that our voice isn't being heard, and that we're being silenced. People telling us not to be upset. And so that is just an example of a physical feeling that you may experience when you're upset. Other times, people can feel it in their guts, in their stomachs. They can feel tightness or a nausea kind of set in when they're upset. That's just how it is. So whatever triggered that, our brains are so powerful, our memories are huge, even in the very subconscious of our minds. So we often are accompanied with physical symptoms in conjunction with our emotional, well-being. And so checking in with yourself has a lot to do with really scanning your body, feeling where in our body that there's distress. And as we do that, our minds, our parasympathetic nervous system is helping to calm us down. And that's a really cool thing about checking in is as we're validating our own feelings, we get a sense of peace. And I love checking in with myself when I can remember, because it does bring that peace. So, like I was having that bad day, like I was telling you about, that happens sometimes. And so I just kind of let it cry, because if we keep it bottled up, it kind of haunts us later on. It builds up stress over time in our body. So letting it release is so powerful, so huge. And so as I finished crying, I comforted myself and just saying, it's okay that I'm sad. Today is a bad day, but it'll get better. It always does. And so I was able to just, pat myself on the shoulder, on the back, and just say, get back to it. You're doing great. And so I encourage you all to just try checking in with yourself. And you can do this even when you're feeling happy. When you're being a couch potato, watching some Netflix, just take a minute to really check in. How am I feeling right now? Maybe you're feeling kind of stressed about dinner you have to go to in a couple hours. I don't know. But in those situations, just truly be present and feel those feelings and just do some positive self talk along with that. Really tell yourself how amazing that you are because it's true. And in doing so, your stress is going to go down and your body will be more relaxed and you'll be more at peace. So let me know how it goes. Give it a try.